All right, so Patreon crew, we are actually moving on into the next song of this session. We're moving on into Siouxsie and the Banshees. Patreon member Jason Unger, thank you so much for requesting this one. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is John Slop. I'm a millennial who is passionate about music, and today we're jumping into Melt by Siouxsie and the Banshees. We've listened to a few Siouxsie and the Banshees songs already, you know, giving us a bit of dark new wave. I'm all for it, dude. So let's just jump right on into this one. Melt by Siouxsie and the Banshees. Here we go. Quick pause. This is very intense and dark. I am so into this. This must have been huge when it came out. Like, there's probably not much like this, huh? Let's see, when did this come out? 1982. That's fabulous, dude. Seriously, so early. This is off the same album that we've been listening to a little bit, Dream House? A Kiss in the Dream House, okay. Just beautifully dark. I love the guitar in the back, the nice, like, arpeggio playing, and then it sounds like maybe a little mandolin as well? Something like that. I don't know. Well, we're about to get into that section. Let's just jump back on into it. Yo, going over to patreon.com/JohnSlop for early access to all of these videos you see on YouTube, plus so much more, dude. Full album reactions, full movie reactions like The Beatles, A Hard Day's Night, Led Zeppelin, The Song Remains the Same, full album reactions like Rubber Soul by The Beatles, Revolver by The Beatles, and just a bunch of extra cool stuff that only Patreon members are going to be able to see. So think about that. Let's get back to the reaction.
With
Wow, Melt by Siouxsie and the Banshees. I love the vocal layers on that, the guitar. I love the time signature. It's just a beautiful, like, flowy piece, dude. It's like haunting as well. Gosh, let's read the lyrics a little bit. You are the melting men. You are the situation. There is no time to breathe. And yet, one single breath leads to an insatiable desire of suicide and sex. So many blazing orchids burning in your throat, making you choke, making you sigh, sigh in tiny deaths. So melt, my lover, melt. She said melt, my lover, melt. You are the melting men. As you melt, you are beheaded, handcuffed in lace and blood and sperm. Oh my God, swimming in poison, gasping in the fragrance. Sweat carves a screenplay of discipline and devotion. So melt, my lover, melt. She said melt, my lover, melt. Can you see? See into the back of a long black car, pulling away from the funeral of flowers, with my hand between your legs, melting. Wow. Wow, so much description of, like, wow, this is very well written. This is almost, I want to say, as if like Edgar Allan Poe almost wrote this, dude. So let's double check the validity of those. That was a comment on YouTube, so we're just gonna go to Genius just to see. It's pretty much exactly, dude. I thought they might have gotten the men part wrong, but it's, yep, you are the melting men. You are your situation. There is no time to breathe, and yet one single breath leads to an insatiable desire of suicide and sex. So this song's about men loving each other. Leads to an insatiable desire of suicide and sex, just dying in sex. Wow. So many blazing orchids burning in your throat, making you choke, making you sigh. Sigh in tiny deaths. Interesting. Is this because they're smoking? Or is it because they're feeling like their throats close up for some reason, making you choke, making you sigh? Interesting, dude. And then we go into verse 3 with some funeral imagery. Back of a long black car, a hearse, dude, pulling away from the funeral of flowers with my hand between your legs, melting. What? Here's the About section on Genius. This song's about dominance and submission by comparing an orgasm or any intense sexual experience to dying. Wow. That is intense. I've heard kind of that comparison, dude. Sex can get very much this intense, this much, this heated, you know, it's a primal act that sends the mind to wild places. You know, and lots of people experience different things and, you know, seek out different types of experiences during sex too. So, wow. A great, deep, human piece of work here, dude. Visceral. Yes, more visceral art like this, dude. So thank you so much, Jason. Let me know what everybody thought of that one. And yeah, we're just going to move on into the next one, dude.